different prep lists and produce prep lists. That's the keep this produce that needs to be isolated from everything else.
Hey guys, Mr. Knife Fanatic here. Today I have a second look at a Konosuke Tsuchime Gyuto. We had a part 1 video on this knife already before we hit all the specs out, so here is the part 2 with all the specs. This is SKD tool steel, which I believe it is SKD 11. It is hardened very hard, 64 to 65 Rockwell. It is much harder than we normally see knives on the website. This is going to take an extremely steep edge, has lots of wear resistance on it. With a steel this hard, 64 to 65 Rockwell, you would like to stay away from bones and frozen food with this. Sharpening, it is a little bit more wear resistant than your typical carbon steel, but still plenty easy to sharpen. It gets extremely sharp. Today I sharpened this on the Mr. Knife Fanatic combo, which is a 400 latte stone, 2000 green brick, and 8K snow white stone. It's a very sharp edge off that combo. The hand hammered or Tsuchime finish, as you can see here, is pretty much the highlight of the whole series here. This is an excellent, beautiful design here. This is very tough, durable. It's been polished. This is not going to come off. I do believe this is a stainless lamination also underneath here. So you cannot expect really any reactivity to come out from underneath. This should last for the life of the knife, which is very good. When you have a finish this beautiful, you'd like to keep it. Good job on that. It has an octagon handle. It's rosewood and buffalo horn. This is an exceptionally tight fit and finish, I will tell you. Konosuke is known for very tight fit and finish. This knife is of no exception. You can see it has been rounded here in a maki, and it's been rounded on the spine very nice, and just feels very, very soft in the hand. Here we go. We have the weight, which is 215 grams. We're going to call this a medium weight, or closer to medium heavy. Still considered medium weight, very nimble in the hand. 3.5 millimeters out of the spine, but you can see that is mostly coming directly out of the tang. Right out of the handle, it does get down to about 3 millimeters right here. Tapers down to under 3 millimeters, not even quite midway of the blade, and stays about 2.5 millimeters through the neck of it here. When you get into the curve, you're getting down to 2 millimeters, and then you have a very hard convex here. Gives you a very strong knife and able to push ingredients away. The non-stick of this is very great. Not very much sticks to this knife at all. 230 millimeter length. It is slightly shorter. This is sold as a 240, but Konosuke is known for going a little bit short on their lengths. That's perfectly fine. We expect that already, and it is plenty long in the hand though. So, you can see it is going to be 240 or 240 plus if you measure from back here. Height 45, a little bit over 45 millimeters. I'm just going to throw a ruler up against that so you can see, get some scale. And get all the way back there. There we go. Balance point's going to be blade heavy, of course. We expect that, and that's what we want. And actually, it's perfectly on the pinch grip. I mean, that's it. That is as perfect towards the pinch grip as weight can possibly be. Mind you, I'm getting over a little hand injury right now. My wrist is still a bit weak. So we're going to find out just how good I can still chop. Convex grind on this thing. It will push many ingredients away. Potatoes tend not to stick to it. There we go. Get a little more cutting performance, guys. A little bit of a green eggplant here. As you can see with the 8,000 grit finish from the Snow White, it has no trouble at all. This is a very soft ingredient as well, but this thing will pull through. Very, very nice. It's still very thin behind the edge, despite this big, thick spine on it, which gives you a very substantial feeling knife, but still performs very much like a thinner knife. And I really do like that a lot. I'm not exactly sure what I'm cooking tonight, but we're going to take a lot of these homegrown vegetables and just roast them down. I really, really do like this knife a whole lot. I'm going to show you a little bit of chopping. I guess we'll make some slices out of this here. We'll probably separate the eggplant from the squash later. I tend not to roast those together, but we'll put them in the same pan for now. No trouble there. Let's chop through both halves, let's say. Very nice. Very little sticking. You can see the tip has a nice gentle sweep on it. We're not missing anywhere on that. It's making nice flat board contact. So you have a nice good sweet spot here because it's a gentle sweep, and you have an extremely long sweet spot on the back here for chopping through 2 halves of an onion if you'd like. I tend to prefer Konosuke's profiles. They have plenty of the flatness that we look for when you like to be push cutters and pull cutters and slicers. You really get a lot more benefit from having this flat board contact. But having a little bit of sweep really does help you when you need to rock. Helps against slicing proteins, helps for slicing proteins, and just gives you a little bit better action. You necessarily don't want a truly flat knife. A truly flat knife has a problem of either heel digging in, or you will have another, let's say heel or tip all the way up there that tends to be a little more on the aggravating side, digging into your board all the time. So a nice gentle sweep with flatness is really what I prefer to use. Again, I say Konosuke does it right, and they really do. The cuts are a little off there, but show you a little bit of slow rocking action just to see the profile on the board. Okay. Got plenty of eggplant to eat tonight. I love eggplant. There we are. Tomatoes will have to go into a separate bowl. Do those next. Mind you, I sharpened this knife very fast earlier. I didn't really take a whole lot of time on it. Let's see if we can get a towel out here. There we go. I did miss a little bit back here on sharpening it. The factory edge was plenty good enough to get through everything, but I'd say it was closer to 18 degrees. I brought it down a few degrees, closer to 15 degrees, which is what we're normally used to seeing. It's very common for a factory knife to come out with slightly more than 15 degrees, as they tend to buff these edges and make them very polished. They can tend to just take the edge down a little bit. You don't really notice it too much, but you can see there, no problem at all. Very good. I think I'm going to leave those in the slices, actually. I've been liking to eat my bell pepper slices more than diced up. So we're going to roast those down later. And lastly, we saved some tomato. Like butter. It's like butter. Let's see. Yeah, it's sliding around just a bit there. I can't do my tomato trick when the board's wet, right? Let's see. There we go. The knife is a little bit thicker, mind you. Let's see. My tomato's sliding, but I'll just show you anyhow. The slices are still going to be as easy as it needs to be. The refinement that this steel takes is just fine. 8,000 grit. It took the 8,000 refinement with no problem. Seems to be holding it just good through all of this. Let's see. We'll get rid of this last tomato. There we go. Nice and ripe. It's actually a little squishy, and you can see it just melts right through there. Still good thinness behind the edge. This is not going to be a laser knife, but this is a workhorse that wants to perform like a laser. Everything that Konosuke makes is very thin behind the edge. And this is no exception. Very good tomato. One of my favorite parts about making these videos is I get to eat all the lovely food that I cut for you guys. And I want to go through an onion as the last thing here. And guys, if you would like to see any other knives reviewed that are on the website that don't currently have videos, please send me a message. I'd be happy to review the knife for you. There we go. A little bit of papery mess here on the onion. Let's just get rid of that. There we are. And we shall do our famous dice to finish things off. Whips through with no trouble at all. There's a little bit of lifting on my finger there because of the spine thickness, but again, perfect grind. Konosuke is, you know, some of the best in the business, my friends. So there we go. So you can get over both halves of this with no problem. So you can see we can get about that high until we start to get into the tip, about right there. So there you go. Plenty of good rocking action. And plenty of weight. Goes right through vegetables like butter. Oh. Yet again, Konosuke does it right. Here we are. And there we go. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope to have plenty more coming soon. Sorry for taking a month off, but hey, we all need a little vacation. So I hope you enjoyed this beautiful Konosuke knife. One of my favorites. I don't think I can give this one back to Mark. It's too nice. So, hey guys, thanks for watching. Stay tuned and stay sharp.